Over 100 years ago, Boar's Head opened its doors with a different set of rules. No cutting corners, no compromises. Exceptional Boar's Head products began to appear. Our deluxe ham, oven gold turkey, and ever roast chicken, made to standards rarely found in the deli business today. Of course, Boar's Head isn't sold everywhere. Only in stores that share our high standards and slice our products fresh at the deli. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
You're tuning in to the Goldilocks presentation of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show with Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony Rodriguez, aka Walking Crow, found transformational energy healing through a personal search into healing and was transformed by this experience. He made the decision to pursue training and has since become a certified energy healing practitioner with an emphasis on working with clients in recovery from addiction. His willingness to be open and listen has allowed him to be of service to many who seek a peaceful, serene, and healthier body, mind, and spirit. Call in now if you would like to speak with Anthony. The call-in number is 713-955-0332. Enjoy this transformational and healing show.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I am your host. Welcome again to another Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming back or checking in for the first time. Wow, what a phenomenal week it's been so far. The energies across the globe and across the United States are really moving and shaking, and there's a lot of people who are displaced and, you know, in shelters and nowhere to live, and some with nothing to eat and no homes anymore, nowhere to go, except for to the insurance companies if they're covered, I guess. I don't know, or to FEMA. So, but I'd like to welcome everybody to a fabulous Tuesday, fabulous Taco Tuesday, if that's your deal. Go out and get you some tacos on Tuesday and, you know, do it right, do it big, do it good. So today we were supposed to have Sarah Richardson come on today as my very, very special guest. But our schedules couldn't meet each other halfway, so we're going to schedule Sarah another time. So today's show is going to be rather interesting. We're going to take a cue from the Seinfeld show, and we're going to do a show about, wait for it, nothing. That's right, I said nothing. Now, I'm also going to say, if you ever go to do something, if you come to one of my workshops, or if you're on the table and you feel like you're not experiencing anything, you're experiencing nothing, then you should know that you're experiencing something, and that's the case in all walks of life. So this show is not going to be about nothing. This show is going to be about self-care and the transformation that it takes, that comes along with self-care, and what it is you have to do with regards to self-care to take care of yourself and be good to yourself and give yourself goodness and give yourself love and give yourself nurturance. Nurturance. How many of you actually give yourself nurturance and really take care of yourself? Get a massage or allow people to treat you well, or are you the person who always picks up the check and never lets somebody else pick up the check? You know, try that one on for size, you know. Sometimes, we feel like we're going to be looked upon oddly if we don't pick up the check all the time. And you know what? That's not always the case. You know, everybody wants to be a part. Everybody wants to be involved. And give them that opportunity, and give yourself the opportunity to give the opportunity, and give yourself the opportunity to say, wow, well, that was nice, you know. And self-care looks like a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. And I'm gonna share a little experience that I had last week with regards to self-care. I have been really busy, and everybody knows that my life. Well, you know what? Before I even start that, stop right there. Create a great spirit. I invite you in, create a great spirit, and the universe, and I ask you to clear the rooms Clear this room of where I'm sitting and the channels that vibrate outward across the land, across the country, across the world, to all those who hear my voice. So I would ask that you clear any negative energies in this place and then within me, and that I would only have a good message and a pure message and a true message, a whole mitakiyasi, to give the people, that you would clear the energies and allow me to vibrate out only good, a whole. Sorry to hit the restart button, but I felt that's necessary. I always feel that's necessary. And for quite some time, I didn't do that, and I'm going to keep on doing that in the best way possible. So, so to get back to that story, last week I was at my, I have a part-time job, and I work in a vitamin department of a pretty popular health food farmers market type store. We won't mention their name, and it's not Whole Foods. No, it's not them. And I was going to treat myself. I like dark chocolate, usually about 72% to 85% dark chocolate. A little bittersweet, but I like that. That's better for my health. And I picked up two chocolate bars of two different kinds of dark chocolate, and because they were 2 for 1. So I got into the line, and as I was waiting in the check stand, the lady in front of me looked at me, grabbed my chocolate bars, and mind you, the chocolate bars were like $3, almost $4 a piece. Grabbed my chocolate bars, asked the checker to put them on her tab, and said, Anthony, because she looked at my name tag, have a nice day, have a nice night. And I just stood there dumbfounded. And I said, really? And she said, really, yes, have a good evening. And I was like, wow. And all I could do was hug her. All I could do was hug her. Now, that may not seem like a big deal to anybody. You know, it's just a chocolate bar. It's just a good deed that somebody did for you, Anthony. But for me, any good deed that I experience, whether it's for me or somebody else, and it comes from a place of giving, I really am impressed by that in the biggest way, and emotionally in the biggest way. It just really strikes a chord in me, because this medicine man, this healer, spent a big chunk of his lifetime, you know, and I tell myself on this show all the time, spent a big chunk of my lifetime getting one on others, getting one over on others, and I'm not proud of that. There used to be a lot of shame behind that, and there isn't anymore, because that's who I was. That's not who I am. And that's not who I proclaim to be. And I would never be that or do that or want to do that willingly or knowingly. But I was so taken by this woman's action of giving me something and just allowing the self-care of myself. And first of all, wanting to give myself something that I really, really, really liked. And second of all, allowing somebody else to give that to me and in a way that was just so beautiful. And, you know, it just left an impression on me. And there was a time in my life where I didn't know how to say thank you, because I didn't know how to receive. And it wasn't because no one had ever given anything to me like I used to say, because I used to say that, because nobody, I didn't know how to receive because no one ever gave me anything. I didn't know how to receive because I didn't know how to receive, even though people gave me things. I didn't know that I was worthy. I didn't know that I was good enough. I didn't know that I was able to say, oh, okay, thank you. For me, thank you. Wow, you know? And I always felt like gifts were for other people. Well, gifts are for me too, and that's part of my self-care. If somebody wants to buy me a gift, if somebody wants to buy me an ice cream cone, somebody wants to take me to dinner, somebody wants to fill up my tank with gas, hey, I'll take it all day and all night. And I didn't just get to point B and be able to do that willy-nilly overnight. That just didn't happen. It took a lot of years of self-care, of learning about self-worth, about changing the way I speak to myself, all the self-speak and all the self-sabotage that I used to speak upon myself. All that is gone. I had to work on learning how to speak good words for myself, speak good words for others and to others, and to be with myself in a way that wasn't poison. Because I'm the first person to say, if you have a glass in front of you and it says poison, would you drink it? and I drank it for a lifetime. I drank it for a lifetime because I didn't know any better. And if I knew any better, I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to stop. So my job, since I've come into my medicine, you know, I don't know how many years ago now, 5 or 6 years ago, you know, is to be stopped, stay stopped, and teach others how to not have that same pattern of self-destructive behavior, self-destructive speak. I hope, you know, how to speak only good things to oneself. You know, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not all those things that people used to say about me and that I used to say about myself. I hope. I had to stop talking to myself. You know, I wake up early in the morning. Speaking of self-care, I wake up early in the morning and I have a daily reading that I do. It's actually the book Spirit Guide by Dr. Stephen Farmer, PhD. He's a shaman down here from California, down in the North California, North San Diego area, or southern Orange County area, and Laguna Hills, Laguna Beach area. I read a spirit animal every day, and amazingly enough, the spirit animal that I'm reading on any particular day is usually speaking to the place where I am at right here, right now, in my feet, in my body, in my soul, wherever it is that I'm at, whatever it is I'm going through or walking myself through. That's what it speaks to. That's what it talks about, and I think that's just amazing that I'm able to comprehend that and be with that. And then I sit quietly, you know, and while I'm sitting quietly and doing that, my coffee is brewing in the kitchen. And, you know, I have my 2 cups of coffee every morning. And I, you know, there's a lot of people that do what I do that don't drink coffee, they drink tea, they do other things. But I give myself that coffee because I say this, you know, first off, you know, it comes in something round and it's nice and warm and it's wet and it smells good and it tastes good and it feels good in my body. It feels good in my body. It makes me feel good. It's very comforting. It's like the bliss of Creator Great Spirit. It's like when you kiss your lover when you haven't seen them and you just want to say hello. That feeling of good morning and good night, like aloha. You know, it's just so awesome. To be with that feeling, and just it's my, I don't want to say it's my first lover, but it feels like a lover because I hold that cup with 2 hands. Sometimes it's close to my chest, you know, and it's warm, and the steam is fogging up my glasses like a good lover should. And I enjoy the heck out of it, so I don't deny myself. I don't deny myself coffee. I don't deny myself anything, as a matter of fact. In fact, you know what? I had a pastrami sandwich the other day, and I don't do that. But I don't beat myself up about it. I enjoyed it. I put a lot of mustard on that puppy, and it wasn't a puppy pastrami sandwich, so don't go crazy there. So, you know, I enjoyed that, and you know, I give myself things, and I don't beat myself up for not staying on track with regard to the food I eat and the things that I do. You know, I'm an imperfect child of Creator Great Spirit in an imperfect world, which for me makes it perfect. It makes it perfect that I can be imperfect. The world can be imperfect, and I don't have to worry about trying to make something right or trying to make up for being bad or trying to make up for not doing the right thing. The heck with all that. You know, I'm done with trying to live up to expectations, spoken and unspoken, of other people, and that's where that comes from. That kind of behavior where I try to make up for that, you know, it comes from unspoken and spoken expectations that I've tried to live up to for a lifetime, and there's no self-care in that. There is no self-care in that absolutely whatsoever. Hold me, Takiyasu, you know, and why should I do that? You know, why should I do that? You know, what's interesting is right now I'm staying in the house of my mother for the next few weeks. And I haven't lived with my mother since I was 18. I won't tell you exactly how old I am, but I'm old enough. I'm old enough to drink. I'm old enough to drive. That's right. Yeah, I get to wake up in the morning and kiss her cheek, you know, give my mom a kiss. And I'm in her house, and, you know, the TVs are always really, I don't watch TV, first of all. And the TVs here are always really loud because everybody here is really deaf. And I have to laugh about that. You know, and I'll say something to my mom, and I'll leave, and I'll come back, and she'll say, I thought that blah, blah, blah. And I'll remind her of what I said. And she'll say, well, you didn't tell me that. I said, Mom, I told you that. You just don't remember that I told you that, you know. And there's other people who get upset with her, and I can't get upset with her because she's 80 years old. And I'm the one with all my capacities, you know. I'm the one with the memory. I'm the one who knows where I'm going, what I'm doing. And, you know, and it's not her job to remember my life. It's her job to remember to take her medication and to remember what time Price is Right is on and Family Feud. You know, that's her job. You know, and it's her job to, you know, just to remember to go across the street to my sister's house and be with her grandkids and share love with them. That's it, and that's all as far as I'm concerned. So I get to do the other stuff and just say, no, you know, not get upset with her because she doesn't remember or because she can't hear. There's no sense in doing that because it's not going to change in the next half hour or the next half century. The woman's 80 years old. So, and I love my mom, you know, and I'm really appreciative of her opening up her house to me at this moment in time. And it's all good. So anyway, self-care, and that's a part of the self-care, the self-nurturance, a self-allowance of being in a position of asking for help and needing and being with the help that's offered in a good way, no matter what it looks like to other people. And that's none of my business. But what it looks like to me is just say yes. And that's how I've approached my my practice, my business, you know, my practice. My practice is a business because, you know, people come see me and they pay me. And, you know, there's a lot of self-care in that as well. You know, when I'm booking appointments for people to come see me, I book them an hour apart, not a half hour apart, not 15 minutes apart, an hour apart, because I need that time between clients to decompress and then prepare for the next client. I want to be able to be present fully and whole for the next client after one goes out the door, and I want to be able to clear, sage the room, clear myself, clear everything around me, and be able to move forward without a lot of energetic clutter. And those of you who are healers know what I'm talking about. I know that my producer, Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, knows what I'm talking about. So, you know, it's just about clearing the energies and self-care and self-nurturance and self-giving, a whole. So, yes, indeed, she says. So, you know, this weekend down at Just Go Lift in the San Diego area in National City, I did my workshop, This Side of Consciousness. And it was an amazing event with amazing people. And the people that were there, most of them have never been to an event like this. So they didn't know what to expect. And they didn't know what they were going to be doing. But I have to tell you, I give them props. And I honor those people for giving themselves the self-care, you know, to plop down their money, their hard-earned money, and to show up on a Sunday. And most of them were women with children and husbands. They left there with children, they left their husbands, and they came out to spend 2.5 hours with me and learning about this side of consciousness and self-care for the soul and what that is and what it looks like and what it means to be conscious and awakened in a world that mostly isn't a whole. And how difficult that can be to be awakened and conscious and in your knowing with everything going on around you, and you're still surviving and you're still okay and it's still all right because all that doesn't matter, as painful as it can be sometimes to come into your awakening. And my friend Angela Jean Harnett, who I have to have on this show as a guest, as a matter of fact, she's an amazing woman. We do Facebook Lives together, and we do teachings on Facebook about first medicine and self-care and other things. We're always talking about that, you know, giving to yourself in self-care and self-nurture as a whole. And those moms who you know, who show up and step away from their families to give themselves that, my props to you. My props to the divine feminine. My props to the divine feminine goddesses that come out and come in and say, you know what, I get lost in my identity, and I speak to that all the time because these women, you know, have no identity sometimes. And not that they don't, they feel like they don't because they become somebody's wife. They're somebody's daughter. Then they become somebody's mother. And then they become somebody's ride to the school. And they become somebody's carpool and soccer mom. right? Soccer mom. There's no so-and-so name. They're called a soccer mom. They become all these things that have nothing to do with who and what these beautiful divine feminine creatures are. And their identity is lost, and their breathing is shallow, and their breathing is to their high heart and low fifth chakra, and they never breathe into their fire, their fuego, their I can, I will, I do. They never breathe through the lungs of air that of I am loved, I love. They never even breathe to that place because they're not allowed, because they're doing 110,000 things without the help of a spouse who's busy watching football or doing some other thing, golf or some other thing that isn't, helping this poor woman out. And these women aren't poor. I don't mean poor as in monetary. I mean poor as in, you know what? This is a partnership. This is a team. And when did it stop being a team? And when did it become okay for a person to lose their identity and their self-worth and who they are because you're somebody's, and I want to say slave because that's what it feels like sometimes for some of these women. I love those who crawl out from under and become empowered and start to take their life into their own hands, even while they're raising their children, even while they're raising their husband. Did you hear what I said? Raising their husband. Because I'm going to tell you, because I have been one 3 times, and I am a man who got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of not being able to live up to who and what I am. I got tired of being an emotional cripple. And the men out there who aren't able to be with their wives and the people that they say they love, I mean, they started out with good intentions, dating, out there dating, you're sleeping with your girlfriend, you're having sex, you're going to get married, and it goes from having sex and dating and having a bunch of fun stuff to being married and potentially having kids and having responsibility and being responsible for each other and being me responsible for you and you responsible for me and me responsible for me and you responsible for you. And, and everybody gets lost in the shuffle. Everybody gets lost in the shuffle. So us men, we become, emotional cripples. And women become, they lose their identity. They lose who they are. They get lost in the shuffle of life's happenings, of life's growing, of a family's growing and becoming a family. They get lost. And it's a long time before they come full circle again. Ladies, I understand. I'm watching you. I've been watching you for quite some time. And I don't know how many other men talk like this. But I have to say this. I'm going to stop right here, right now, and I'm going to say, this is my left hand. This is my left hand of divine feminine. This is the left hand of receiving. The divine feminine received, and I receive. And I have come into my divine feminine side of who and what I am. And this is my right hand. Right hand of divine masculine. And the hand of the divine masculine gives, and it moves forward, and it gives the divine feminine a hold. And they become one in the place of the second chakra when they come together in alchemy, in magic, in shape-shifting and creation of child and birthing and creating together a whole in that place of water, in that place of emotion, in that place of healing, in that place of connection. We come together there. So I understand, not because I'm a woman, because I have been paying attention. I have been watching. I ask questions. I want to know. I have hurt feelings of women that I said that I loved and I thought I was doing a good thing and I fell way short. And we all do. And I say that and I tell myself because it's truth. It's truth. And I guess I shouldn't say not all men are imperfect souls and, emotional cripples. I mean, I got to give us a break, and I got to give the women around us a break. Some of them know exactly who they are, you women, and I just, I'm with that. But the vast majority of the people in this world are lost and don't know where they're going and don't know how to care for themselves. How do you care for yourself after you're 7 to beer? When you can't even get off the couch to go urinate or to get yourself something to eat or to change the channel, or to tuck your children to bed at night because you're too far gone, or you have to smoke dope when you walk in the door from work because, you're just stressed out from your day and you don't know how to get centered. You don't just know how to be. But your beautiful wife, your beautiful divine goddess isn't smoking dope when she's been in the house all day long, or coming in from the job and picking up the kids and taking the kids to school and blah 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 blah, grocery shopping, all those things. She's not the one who's doing that either. And she's got to be lucid, and she's got to be present, and she's got to be right here, right now. She doesn't got to be anything, but she is. All that in the losing of an identity and getting lost as a soul. I feel for women, I feel for women, and I feel for men too, because I am man. I am of the masculine. I am of divine masculine, but I'm also the divine feminine. So I really want to understand. I really want to be a part of a solution and not part of the problem of separation and 60% divorce rate. I hope, even though I've been divorced 3 times, I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be part of the solution. How many of you want to be part of the solution? As a part of keeping families together, so kids don't grow up with having to have 2 homes and a temporary mom who's actually a girlfriend and not a mom, and thinks she knows something when she doesn't know jack squat because she doesn't have kids yet. And these aren't her kids. And a mom who sits at home and she's worried about her kids going to the other house and having to deal with that. There's a lot of emotional stuff that goes on for kids, and moms have to do this balancing act. And fathers don't deal with it too well. They get pissed off and they get angry and they get entitled. I know, because I know a lot of moms who are going through that right now, and I hear the stories. I hope I hear the stories. Hold on a sec. I need to wet the whistle. So 713-955-0332 is the call-in number. Please call in and let me know your thoughts on the subject matter. For the men who will call in and want to talk about this particular issue, don't get too defensive. Take it easy. I'm speaking from my experience, not from yours. And your experience may be different than mine. And that's okay. It doesn't make you wrong. It just makes you different. So, I'm talking about the divine feminine because I see them when they don't feel like they're seen, and I know what it is to be a divine masculine and feel like I'm not seen as well. Oh. So self-care is letting that person know that's in your life, you know what, this hurt my feelings. This is what's going on with me right now. And can we talk about that? I need a hug. I need you to love me. I need you. Can you? And there shouldn't be an argument about these sorts of questions. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be any argument about this sort of stuff, because this is the sort of stuff that we all need. We all want to be nurtured. I know that a lot of the men that are out there that they're plugging away for their families. A lot of them have mommy issues. And I know because I have a mommy. I had a mommy issue, and I was fortunate enough to be able to have long conversations with my mother and talk about those things that needed to be talked about, and talk about those wounds that needed to be talked about. And at first she thought I was, trying to blame her for something. And she said, when are you going to let go of this? And I just said to her, I'm not blaming. I'm not trying to, start a fight or anything. I just want to know so I can move forward and let go of these things and put them to rest. And to be able to do that, and a few years later, be living in her home temporarily, that's an amazing thing. It changes the dynamic, between her and I. She's still her. She's still crusty, and she yells because she can't remember something. So, she thinks something's going on that isn't. It's like, Mom, you just have to remind her, be gentle. She's still the divine feminine too. She's a grandmother. I hope. She's a grandmother. I hope. 713-955-0332 is the call-in number. Feel free to call in. I want to remind you. Oh, I've got some stuff coming up. How about that? So, tonight I will be at Pactal in Pasadena, and I will be with Men in Self-Care, Miscellaneous. It's a bilingual event for bilingual men at 236 West Mountain Street, suite number 115 in Pasadena, California, 91103. from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Come out and join us and be with us, be with the men, be in the sacred circle, and get some healing. And say what it is you have to say. Learn how to open your mouth. Learn how to come into your fifth chakra and your connection, your place of connection, your fire, your fuego through your voice, through your vibration. I hope. And then on Saturday, September 16th, I'm going to be at Venus de Fido in Palm Desert at 73600 Alessandro Drive in Palm Desert, 92260, for the second chakra, Samatana. And we're going to be talking about connection and what it means to be connected to self and connected to others, what it means to be in your emotion, like we're talking about today with regard to self-care, what it's like to be in your emotion, in your healing, in your feeling of who and what you are and how things happen to you and how you walk through them in your life through those tough and hard feelings. It's $25 for the workshop, and come on out and spend a couple hours with us in the desert. Oh, and then on September 22nd through the 24th, I will be in Sedona, Arizona, with the amazing people from the Imagine Center in Tarzana. We are going to be celebrating the fall equinox. Oh. And I will be running celebrating ceremony on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. We are going to deep dive into the emotions of and the abundance of the fall equinox and what it means to be in the fall equinox through the new moon. We will be in the energies of the new moon at that time. So we're moving forward, y'all. We're moving forward into our abundance from all the seeds that we planted and sowed over the last year plus. We are going to be coming into that abundance through September, October, and November. A whole abundance. What is your abundance? And we're going to give our the things that we want to let go of, and we're going to put them into the fire, and we're going to manifest our intentions. We're going to set our intentions for manifesting what it is that we want for ourselves and in our life and for those around us. And we are going to drum. And we are going to lie down, and we are going to sit, and we're going to stand, and we're going to dance, and we're going to journey to the place of the fire, to the place of the lower world, to the place of the spirit guides and the spirit animals, to the place of the fire where the gifts are, and we're going to receive those gifts in our third chakra, in our fire, our fuego, I can, I will, I do, and we will be celebrating with all those folks in Sedona, the land of the red rock, the land of the vortex, land of the energies. So come on out if you can. You can contact www.imaginecenterretreat.com and get more information on that. And then there's a new thing that just came up that my friend Jennifer Escalera, her and I are going to be doing an event called Be Seen and Understood, Embody the Power of Your Feminine Masculine Energy. Just what I've been talking about today. On Sunday, October 1st at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Hands to Health Wellness Center at 122 East Walnut Avenue in Monrovia, California, 91016. This is going to be a great event. This is an event, women bring your husbands, husbands bring your wives. And I believe it's going to be $40. I'm not sure because I don't have the Eventbrite with me, but you can go to the page and you can click on Eventbrite, and find out exactly how much that's going to be, because I left that up to Jennifer because sometimes I can do that because she's not my wife and there'll be an argument. I'm kidding. So I'm not sure. Tickets are $40. So, you can go on Eventbrite and sign up for that. And that's going to be a great event. And like every Tuesday, I'll be on the air every Tuesday like I am at 1 o'clock. And next week, oh my gosh, I'm excited about my guest for next week. And that's why I started talking about this, because my friend Jess, why am I going blank? I'm going blank because I can't find it in my notes here. There it is, Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Ta-da, 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 ta. My friend Jess Starwood is a clinical herbalist and a forger of native medicinal and edible plants, and she is amazing. She makes beers and she makes wines and she makes salads out of what looks like weeds from the hillside or the yard. She puts food together in a way, and she makes salves and she makes honeys, infused honeys, and she makes oils. And boy, you know, I'm impressed. So we are going to have her on, and she's going to share her medicine with us. Jess Starwood is a beautiful and good friend of mine, Sun Raven, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her on the air. All right, so let's move forward. 713-955-0332. I'm excited about all those events coming up. Yeah, yay! And so on Taco Tuesday, on top of that, don't forget to have your guacamole. Don't forget to have your pico de gallo and your salsa. I hope self-care. It's about cleaning out the pipes with that pico de gallo. I'm telling you. So self-care and taking of yourself right here, right now. How many of you wake up in the morning and instead of reaching for your soul, instead of reaching for prayer, instead of reaching for silence or sitting still and going inside, reach for the coffee, the keys, the car, the telephone, the TV remote? How many of you guys reach for those things instead? How many of you take time, if at all, to sit at the edge of your bed as soon as you wake up and roll up, sit up, put your feet flat on the floor, and breathe? How many? I have a caller from the 917, Ashil is his name, and he's calling from New York City. All right, well, let's go to the 917. 917, how you doing, Ashil?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling into the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show.
Thank you for taking my call.
All right. How can I help you today?
I have a question regarding my energy. I've been like pretty stagnant lately. It's like I can't even think. I'm not even motivated. I tried to do some energy cleaning earlier today. I feel a little better, but I'm just curious if you can tap into my energy and kind of give me an idea what's going on. I have an idea what's going on, but I'm not quite sure.
All right. Ashil, how long has this been going on?
Lately, it's been really like for the beginning of a year. It's it's starting slowly, but now it's like a little more intense. I'm aware of it. I don't know. That's what I say. I'm just trying to see, and I'm trying to do some energy cleaning. And I'm sorry about the elevator. Okay, apologize for that.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Are you in a relationship right now?
Engaged for the last 2 or 3 years. I'm going in a different spiritual path. I have to get rid of all my friends, even family, and relationship, and I'm ready to start over in a different direction.
Yeah. And what was going on at the beginning of the year with you, where you had this shift? Was there something going on in your relationship?
I wasn't with anyone for the last 2 years, really. I've been just focusing more on my spirituality, and the more I focus on spirituality, the less I connect to people that I used to connect to. So I had to let them go because it's time to create a lot of friction. And
how does that feel? How does that feel for you to have to let go of those people?
It was tough because I went from having a social life and to having nothing going on. But I still do believe that it's probably the best decision for me in order for me to follow my path, my spiritual path, my soul mission, so to speak. Because I feel like that's part of what I'm going through. So I don't know where I'm going, but I just go with my intuition.
Now, I'm going to tell you, when you first started to talk, the first place I felt you was in my heart space, almost like you were brokenhearted. And a lot of times when that happens, I mean, letting go of people is tough. So if we're brokenhearted, it makes things more difficult in other areas of our body, like our grounding. We start letting go of people. These are people who have been part of our foundation, and we start breaking connections to other people. In our second chakra, our water, our emotion, we start to move on, and we start to flow in other directions. And sometimes our fire, our fuego in our third chakra takes a hit because our heart is sometimes, and I want to say a little broken. It's hard to say how, I'm not sure how to put that in words, but that's where I felt you. I felt that your heart was heavy.
Yeah, I agree with that because it was challenging, especially my family. I had to let go of my family as well.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's some other things involved that I can't even talk about. Pretty much people who didn't want the best for me, I would just let them go.
Yeah. And what's interesting, and what's best for you isn't best for them, and what's best for them isn't best for you. You have to do what you have to do for yourself.
Yeah.
And I commend you because my guest last week on the show, Ingrid Turner, we were talking about when you become awakened and you start coming into your consciousness, it's not going to be an easy walk because there are people who are going to disagree with us. There are going to be people who disown us. There are going to be people who we have to let go of, and sometimes these are lifetime relationships. They're relationships with people who have been very dear, and it's not easy. But what I would say is, take time to really ground, to feel your feet, get into your feet, get into Mother Earth, and allow Mother Earth's energy to come up through your feet and to ground you and to be and to build and be in a solid foundation of who and what you are, what you believe, and where you're going, because that's what's right for you. I've had the same challenge. Believe me, I just came out of a marriage, and that wasn't easy. But you know what? Here I am. I didn't die. I'm surviving. I'm thriving, and I get to share my message and my medicine with you, Achille, and I get to, answer the phone and say, I can be a support for you. How can I help you, right? So, just be in that root and the foundation of your truth and what that looks like and feels like and is for you, because that's the most important thing you have, if those people really love you, they won't give up on you. They won't let you go so easily. They'll say, you know what, Achille is in his walk. We should support him even though we don't agree, and agree to disagree.
Yeah.
It's okay to agree to disagree.
My concern is why am I so stagnant? Why things are so stagnant right now? It's just like I'm usually constantly thinking about my next move, or whatever. But now it's like, it's just like, being grateful that I can get up every day, and but my mind is not, I'm not as productive in terms of, okay, the end of the year is coming. What can I do? Where am I going? What can I trying to accomplish? Right now, it's just stagnant. I don't know where that energy is coming from.
Well, this is a good time. This is a good time of year to reflect, because we're coming into the fall, the autumn, the harvest, and it's a good time to look at your life and where you've been and what you've been doing, and see what your abundance looks like. And we don't always have to be thinking and moving forward with things, because Creator, Great Spirit, the universe will take care of that for us. Sometimes we get in the way. Sometimes we get in the way of our forward progress, and sometimes it's best to just stand still and get quiet and ask for direction from the energies and the spirits and the universe around us, and just say, lead me, show me, take me. How can I move forward from this place? And it may feel like stuck or stagnant energy, and maybe it's just the universe's way of telling you to stand still. Be still. From the Bible, there's a verse. It goes like this: be still and know that God is. Be still and know that Creator is. Be still and know that universe is. Because universe, God, Creator, whatever you want to call it, it either is or it isn't. And it's going to be regardless of what we think or what we do. The old saying, man plans and God laughs.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's best to sit still and take account of the good things that have happened in your life, you know, the abundances, you know, be with those things and count it all joy, my brethren. That's more biblical stuff. And this isn't about the Bible, but this is about counting it all joy. It's all good, you know, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's good because you are living your life the way you want to and the way I believe that you have always been meant to live it. I hope.
Okay.
So practice your grounding. And when you get up in the morning, I was just starting to talk about this, you know, sit up in bed and put your feet on the floor and take 3 breaths, you know. Notice where your breaths land in your body, but just connect to your body first thing. And you mentioned the word thinking. I don't like to give thinking too much credit, because when we're spending a lot of time thinking and trying to create things, we're ignoring our body. We're ignoring the feelings in our body of what's actually happening. And a lot of times we get into the story of the feelings in our thinking, and we need to like let go of that and just allow our feelings to feel and to be with them in our body and what they feel like. All righty?
So I guess it's just try to ground myself and just I have faith, because I do get angel messages as well. But even as I was talking to you, I just look at my clock and say 444. So I do get things like that. Just kind of remind me that, you know, things are okay, but you know, it's just challenging, you know, standing still like that, you know. But especially when you feel like that energy of being stagnant. So, but just focus on grounding myself, I guess.
And try not to speak to the challenge, because the challenge, when we speak to the challenge, that throws up a block, that throws up a wall, that throws up an energy that we're going to have to, a hurdle that we're going to have to overcome. So, you know, what you want to do is, you know, maybe change some of the self-speak, which can be pretty challenging in and of itself, because we can be our own worst enemies with the way we talk sometimes. So, you know, maybe it's not a challenge. Maybe it's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know how we want to look at it. Maybe it's just a temporary storm. The 4 winds are blowing, but I'm fine. You know, I'm a well-rooted tree. I'm well-grounded. I'm a well-rooted tree, and I'm good. We can do this. We can do this. Whatever the horizon looks like, whatever the what's happening next looks like, we can do this. You know, and always speak to the higher good. Oh.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Hey, call in anytime. We'd love to have you.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, my brother. Be blessed. I hope.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Well, all right. That was a good call. You know, I never know what I'm going to hear on any given day, and you know, to hear somebody who's on their path, you know, and standing in their path and being rooted in the foundation of their path and where they're going and who they are, and to have to let go of family members, you don't have to let go of friends, have to let go of those well-meaning people who say they love us but don't support us. Sometimes you just have to, you know. We are the most important thing in our lives. I always say, me first, always. You first, always. When the air pressure drops in the cabin of a jetliner and the masks fall from the ceiling, the instructions are put the mask, oxygen mask, on yourself first, because you are not going to be any good to anybody in that plane if you're dead and not able to breathe and struggling for air. I hope. So put it on yourself first. Give something to yourself, and then give away what you got, because you can't give away what you haven't got. Achille is a good example of that, and I believe that because he's giving himself what it is that he needs, and he's listening to his angels and listening to his guides, and he's having those conversations, and he's got his radar tuned in, that he's going to be a blessing to those people who he's had to let go of it along the way. He's going to be a blessing. He's already a blessing. He was a blessing to me. He was a blessing to my producer. He's a blessing to you. Being brave enough to dial the phone and call in and say, hey, this is where I'm at. I feel like I'm stuck. We always feel like we're stuck, but like I said, sometimes, and I believe, sometimes it's just about standing still, taking inventory of the abundances and our gifts in our lives and saying, thank you, and closing our eyes and being still and being quiet and, and being with those things. We can't enjoy them if we're thinking about them, but if we can enjoy them, if we're being with them, if we're holding them in our hands and we're being blessed by them, and being allowed to, or being able to bless others with our gifts, That's right. I mean, I didn't know that I was going to be doing what I'm doing right now. I had no idea. And I have family members who don't have a clue about what I do. And I went to a funeral last year, and I walked across the room. I've shared this story on the air before. I walked across the room, and my godmother, who lives up in Sonoma County, was there at the funeral. And she saw me, and she said, hey, Walking Crow. And I stopped in my tracks, and then I kept walking, and I said, do you know about Walking Crow? She says, everybody knows about Walking Crow. And it made me laugh. It made me laugh because, she was being funny, but, I was in front of people who I don't talk that way in front of. My family doesn't know that, many of them don't know that I'm a medicine man, what I do, and, what it is that, or how it is that I bring my gifts to the world, because they don't even know that I even have such gifts, and I don't even know if they believe in those kinds of gifts. So, it was very funny and very sweet to be greeted that way by my godmother in a room of, 300, 400 family members. So, but stepping into my power, stepping into who I am and accepting that others are going to understand me or not understand me. And thank you, Ashil, is the way of this world. It's always going to be like that. And we're not always going to have the advantage of being able to say, you know what, my friend, you know what, my family member, I have to say goodbye to you for right now. For right now, I have to take care of myself. For right now, I have to take care of me. Ashil, I'm very proud of you, my brother. Thank you for calling in and sharing your story, because at some point I had to start sharing my story. And sharing my story and Ashil sharing his story is what self-care is all about. We come into our self-care by doing these things. By doing these things and sharing our story and allowing ourselves to be with those who will be with us. Allowing those who would buy me a chocolate bar, 2 chocolate bars, and give me that gift and say thank you to that gift. Allowing myself to say yes to my mother when she opened her doors to me for the first time in almost 30 years, that I've been gone from this household, living my life as a married man, as a man who is trying to find a conventional life. But I'm not a conventional man, and I don't have a conventional life. And I imagine if I ever get married again, I won't have a conventional wife. She'll probably do what I do. She'll probably be doing this kind of work in the full capacity of however she is going to do that, if that's the case. I hope. That's my hope. I want to take care of myself and be with somebody who's in their divine feminine and who's in their work and what they're doing and not denying themselves what it is that they do. I denied myself for a lifetime. I remember as a little child kicking against the stone wall. I built around myself. I won't give in. I won't feel guilty. I'll just rise up and I'll be myself. I'm just trying to get through. I kept myself on my side of the wall, and I didn't allow myself to cross over that wall and do something that I wanted to do things that I like. I have friends who have traveled. I have friends who have gone places. I have friends who have done things, and I may seem to have missed the boat in a lot of areas, and I don't care, because I did what I wanted to do. I didn't need to keep up with the Joneses. I didn't need, and I don't feel like I need to keep up with the Joneses in what they are doing or thinking or saying or being. I know that my name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and that's who I am in and of myself. And you're listening to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for coming. And if I haven't, while I'm saying thank you, I want to say thank you to my lovely producer, Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, for allowing us, all us healers, all us light workers, to be on your network, on Blog Talk Radios and Goldilocks Productions, and allowing us to speak our speak, to share our medicines, to share our gifts, and to vibrate into a world that doesn't know how to vibrate sometimes. There are so many scared people on the Florida coasts and in Georgia and in North Carolina and South Carolina and Mississippi and Alabama and those areas, Cuba, the Bahamas, the Virgin Islands and Mexico, the Pacific Northwest. Both coasts of Mexico, as a matter of fact, the Pacific coast and the Gulf Coast. There are people who are suffering in these places. And if you can vibrate out and send them happy messages and loving messages and hold space for them and help heal the world from where you're standing, do that. Don't turn on the football game. Don't go out to the bar. Don't go out to the disco. Do something different. Sit in solidarity with light workers who are coming into a space of healing the world and healing those who don't even know our names or we don't know their names. Heal the souls that need healing, starting with your own whole. And healing your soul is going to be happening while you're keeping those folks in prayer and holding space for them. There will be multiple healings going on, and your healing is one of them. And that's all covered under the umbrella of self-care, self-nurturance, self-compassion. So I held this event on Sunday in National City. And as we went along in the workshop, I could see the faces of those who came in with burdens starting to change. They lit up. They started to cry. They started to have experiences that they wouldn't allow themselves to have in another place. This was a safe place. And this is what I offer. I offer a safe place, a safe circle, a safe venue, so you can be with the emotions that you have been carrying for a lifetime and not allowing yourself to have a hope. The world has enough emotional cripples. We don't want or need it anymore. I am about helping those who want to help themselves. How can I help you? How can I give you what it is that you need, or at least help put you into the catapult so you can be catapulted into the fourth dimension of your existence and of your transformation, transition, transmutation, and transcendence. I want to remind you that you're listening to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. And my name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I'm an energy healing practitioner. I'm a transformational energy healing practitioner. And you can reach me at Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com, or you can reach me at sacreddrum24.weebly.com. You can go online and see what it is exactly that I do besides the shamanic drumming and the energy healing. I do a variance of things in a variance of places, and we'd love to have you come out and join us for some of these events that we book and we post all the time. I will be doing a series of live Facebook talks with Diane Bohan about self-love and how we usually feed ourselves with food and how to be with food and in self-love. How can we help? Diane Bohan. I'm going to have her on as a guest soon too, and I can't wait to do that. Her and I are also going to be putting together an event. So, wow. I'm excited. And if you really need to get a hold of me, you can reach me at area code 818-442-1717. That's my office number. If nobody answers, feel free to leave a message, and I will call you back, or one of my associates will call you back, and we'll get you taken care of, and we'll help you in the best way that we can to get you on down the road. Once again, my name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and you have been listening to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine on Blog Talk Radio. And you can feel free to call us anytime at 713-955-0332. But you'll have to wait till next week because we have run out of time. Today flew by so fast. And thank you. Thank you to the spirits. Thank you to the spirit animals, spirit guides, and all my relations for coming into the room and being with me and you and allowing me to share the good medicine that I've been given and that's been bestowed upon me. I wish you blessings, and I wish you a beautiful, beautiful week. And until next Tuesday, I wish you aho mitakiyasu. Aho.
Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Yes, while Geico could help you rack up more moolah faster than you can say metamorphosis, they've also been the fastest growing auto insurer for more than 10 years. That's more like it. Furthermore, Geico has fast and friendly claim service. That might seem like an oxymoron, but it's not. All the more reason to say no other auto insurer has more than Geico. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Over 100 years ago, Boar's Head opened its doors with a different set of rules. No cutting corners, no compromises. Exceptional Boar's Head products began to appear. Our deluxe ham, oven gold turkey, and ever roast chicken, made to standards rarely found in the deli business today. Of course, Boar's Head isn't sold everywhere. Only in stores that share our high standards and slice our products fresh at the deli. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.